Morning, everybody. Thought I'd do a quick video this morning. It it struck me yesterday. Now I know. Now I know why people don't want to do this. Now I know why people don't want to give their opinion or try and teach something online, or even just try and get on and just talk. Be nice to people. Now I know why you don't want to do it. Now I know. My whole life I've done my best to be patient, understanding, giving. I've had my poor moments. I've had my moments where I could have done better. But for the most part, I've tried to be pretty much level, right down the middle with people. Never tell them more than I can produce for them. I never overblow what I can do for them, how I can produce for them. I never over exaggerate. I never make promises I can't keep. But you know what's weird is it happens to me all the time. People make promises to me they can't keep. They come asking for help. I help, and then they can't hold up their end, and that's okay. I just now I know. Now I know why I was hesitant to start a channel. Now I know why some people, they just put out videos and stuff. They don't put up content. They don't, or comments. They don't let anybody talk. That's why they just blew up. People are the worst. People are just the worst. But they're all we got. They're all we got. And these online relationships, they're not the same. I don't care what you say. They're not the same as if you have to see somebody eye to eye, every day or weekly. It's just not the same. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just quit doing videos. I'm just kidding. It's just, it's depressing. It's depressing. Alan's show yesterday, I don't know how many of you saw it or were there right when it started, because it was right when it started. It was almost like this person was waiting, for it to start. And once it started, they were first commenter, "Hey, Ella, what's up, babe? Let me put in I need to talk to you." But down in here for you, sweetie. That's the whole theme of today is, no joke. Now I know why people don't want to do this, why people don't want to put themselves out there, why they don't want to try to make a difference. Don't pay. That old saying, no good deed goes unpunished, man. No shit, that's for real. Wow. I've never seen so many angry people, so many people. Probably the thing that's gotten me the most about us all online stuff is the people who go into places that they know is a Bible study or is, X philosophy, and they go in and the first thing they do is announce you're wrong about everything, and they just start trying. Why would you do that? Why would you not? I go places I want to enjoy. I want to sit there and get something from it. I don't want to go to some place where every word they say rakes across my brain like fingernails on a chalkboard. Why would you do that? That's psychotic. And some people, I saw what was going on with you and no pig slapper, man. I didn't understand that. That's what I'm talking about. Wow. If there's one thing that I take probably deepest, if I was going to say a depth of sincerity in my faith, that's treating other Christians properly. And even if they do, come at you, just step back and say, okay, okay, okay. You have yours. You go ahead. It's fine. No problem. No problem. That's fine. I just hope you're safe. Yeah, I just hope you're safe. I've seen how things are turning over there. It's in Canada now. In Canada, there's grocery chain says nobody comes in without proof. New York, De Blasio did it. In New York, they're it's crazy. But yeah, no, I just what is wrong when someone who says I am a Christian and I am trying to walk the narrow path and I am working every day to get closer to the Lord and be better to my fellow man. What possesses them to then, on a snap, turn on someone that just days before, weeks before, they were bantering back and forth, talking about the Lord. Man, this is good. That's good. Amen. Amen. Now it's like, you're out. I'm done with you. Over what? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And it's weird. Yeah, sure. It's got to be, the devil doing it, because I don't think, unless it's a devil that's got them puffed up, that I know what I'm doing. I'm here to do this work, and you're the problem. I don't see it that way, man. If you're, if you want to come in and stir up trouble, then go stir it somewhere else. We're here trying to have peace. We're trying to raise the vibration, not lower it. We want that vibration up. Martinella. We want that vibration up. We want it in a positive realm. We don't. I'm just tired of all these people that just bam, 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 bam. And what's funny is they come at it with their ideas. You got to listen to me. I have the answers. And then okay, make your own channel. And if people come to you, give them the answers. But don't come up my channel or somebody else's channel and tell them I've got the answers. And then tell their audience, hey, I don't like the way you're talking. I don't like what you say. I just don't get it. That was crazy yesterday. I couldn't believe that dude did that. And I'm not even going to say his name. I'm not dealing with those people anymore. I'm done with them. They had their shot with me. I gave them every opportunity to prove themselves as a good human, as somebody worthy of my trust, somebody worthy of my intervention and help. And man, they proved me wrong. Again, that's happened to me a bunch of times. That's not, it'll be all right. Hey, Ashley. Ashley, as usual, the link's there in the chat if you want to come in. Wow, no way. No way. Really, Ella? No way. They're now kicking you off an organ transplant team if you hadn't had your vaccine? Wow. That's crazy. What do you say? What do you say? But I just don't understand, I've been fairly, I guess, lucky because I don't have very many subscribers, and the people who do watch what little content I put out are fairly good people, I guess. I ain't got any real bad comments or any guff, but man, right, yeah. I mean, But how do you get to that point? You know, if you come to a level of understanding that, you know, what Christ is about, what the salvation is for, how to implement it, and what the results will be when you implement it, you know, you should be able to discern through these fields. But when people come at you on one little ideology thing, I told Ellen yesterday, man, I'm done discussing, you know, the Old Testament. I'm done with it. We're needing, you know, where we're at right now is the end times. You know, the devil is, what do we do now? We gotta, you know, it's time to put those blinders up, and it's time to just forge forward with those we know that are in the Lord with us. And you know, when people come knocking, you know, they're gonna have to pass a test to get in, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. Tired of all this white noise, all this distraction, these people coming in, I'm on fire for the Lord. Then they're like, forget him, man. That he's a freaking psychopath. Now, how do you go from to that? A guy who was on a podcast or on a channel with a girl talking about the Lord, talking about important stuff. Now, you know, I guess he said, I'm an atheist. I guess that's what his claim is. You know, I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, and that's funny. Some people just have an Armageddon attitude that when I'm on it, when I'm giving out the message, when I'm telling, I can say what I think. But if you do that, coming at me, no, we're not going to do that. Right. I mean, you know, but what's funny is he was so confident in it. His first message was, hey, I don't believe anymore, and I want to debate God's character. And I just was like, what? No, we don't debate God's character. Won't do that. You know, we just don't do that. If you're a subscriber of mine and you think it's okay to sit and debate God's character, unsubscribe from me, please unsubscribe, because I don't roll that way. I just don't. And you know, it's funny that we do have a community here of people that on Alan's channel, some on mine, some on his. You know, we kind of start popping up. You know, a community here. It just seems like every single one of them, at some point, has had an intrusion into the peace and harmony of it. And that's what I don't understand. I don't want to go watch a channel that's conflict. You know, I don't want to watch a channel that isn't bringing the positive message. Oh, I know. People are just so quick to demonize people. It seems like one day they're, you know, everybody's all, wow, that's wrong, man. You don't do that. And then the next, it's like just attention seeking. That's all. Just looking for attention. I know, man. But like you say, if it just comes down to the end and it's just me and one other, or me and two others, I'm gonna be just as thankful as if I had 200, 2,000, 2 million. You know, I'm just anybody that'll listen to me out. You are a saint already in one capacity if you're just willing to listen to me. But now I know. And it's crazy. It's crazy that, and early on, that was one of one of my fears, like, oh my God, somebody's gonna. My first one was, I don't want to say anything that I can't intellectually, back up, and I can't intellectually hang in a debate with. So I try to be real careful about what I say and what I don't say, and it always seems like people want to start arguments over things that we're not even discussing, we're not even talking about. And that's another mindset that I don't get. I don't go into somebody else's channel and go off topic and start putting comments in going, hey, you got to answer me. Hey, listen to me. What about this? I know you don't do that. But now I know why people are leery of putting themselves out there. If you want to know the truth, one of the main reasons, and I've never said this before, that I started the channel, and this is a deep secret, and if there's really 6 people sitting here watching, you're going to hear something exclusive I've never said to anybody. I've never, and I'm my wife, not my dogs. I didn't even tell them. They can't keep a secret. But I'm doing this so I get more comfortable in front of people, which is not really people, but it is, and on a camera. Because one of these days, I am gonna go do a stand-up open mic night. I'm just gonna talk about you people. I'm just gonna throw out scenarios like this and go, what do you think about this? I'm gonna do it. I hear Mama. She getting ready to head to work. That's one of the main reasons, because I was so scared. Like so many people, they don't put their face up there. They put an avatar up. They put a screenshot. They put something up. They don't ever show their face. And that's a huge level of anonymity. Oh, please do, brother. Well, Ashley, it's one of those deals that, people, you got to realize that people don't really know you when they're just doing this. They don't really know you. And so I thought, okay, how can I just be more comfortable and not have that knot in your stomach when you're talking to people. And I've watched a bunch of things where they say that, it's kind of like when you're standing up there, you really can't see people. So it would, just put in my mind, that's just like sitting here. I can't see y'all, but I can talk freely and I can just let it flow. Yeah, well, don't you remember? I still remember first time I think I saw anything of Greg was him talking about Morgan. You don't put my name in your mouth. You get my name out of your mouth. Hey, Lee, what's up? That was the first thing I ever saw of him. And he was talking about Morgan. And I was like, wow. Well, Alan, I don't think I have to tell them that. I think they're pretty perceptive when it comes to those things. Y'all should see, guys, I could tell you stories. I look out this kitchen window and look out there, and Alan's standing there like he's in a daze, looking in one direction. And then you see the wheels kick in, and okay, that's what I'm doing. Not really. Kind of, but not really. It's a journey that I've been willing to take, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it because sometimes I say and think funny things to me, and I think that's forever. And I'm doing this because I've always just loved comedy. I always have, and I've always liked to joke around. I've always been able to tell a pretty good joke. I guess I'm pretty good at telling jokes, and just observational stuff. And my life has some funny shit has happened in my life, man. I've had some crazy cool things happen in my life. And I've told Alan some stories, and he's just like, man, I can't believe, man, you had some crazy stuff. Just wow. But now I know. I'll film it. But but now no. I had in the past, stayed away from things like this. I didn't like going to Bible studies, because I didn't want to talk in front of people. I didn't want to, it was tough for me. Alan, the director, yeah, it'll turn out looking like, an Armageddon piece instead of a comedy. But, what was I saying? What was I saying? You got me off, Alan. You people are getting me off over there reading that chat. But we, in our lives, we all have good anecdotes. We have good stories. We have good, funny things that happen.
Dear?
Hey, babe. I'm live streaming.
You're not out of gut pills.
Oh, I'm not. Cool. Thank you. I didn't know what those were. You're the best. Are you leaving? Oh, I understand. It's not a problem. I understand that. It's me. It's me going, let's do this. That's why I'd like to go to Houston and go into one of those comedy clubs and do an open mic where nobody knows me. Everybody says bye, baby.
Hello.
She says hello and goodbye. Are you going out the front door?
Huh?
You going out the front door?
I guess I can.
Are you going out this? I just asking. I'm gonna go kiss my bride. Hang on.
Tinker, find her way. Oh yeah, because she ate in.
Love you. Have a good day.
Here.
Huh? Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I never even told my wife that. I don't know if she heard that part, but I've never even told her that. And she can watch my video. She wants to know what I'm talking about. It's at about the 14-minute mark, dear. I don't think she's ever watched one of my videos. Bye, babe. Seriously. I have so much stand-up comedy, almost the only thing that keeps me sane. Right. That's what I do, man. When I'm done with it all, I go watch some comedy, man. I'll watch some comedy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. I haven't had any riffs with anybody really. That was on Alan's channel yesterday, and as a moderator, I was sitting there and I stepped in at first, like a good bouncer does, man. You don't let the havoc start and tables get kicked over and it all go crazy. You step in and you stop it right now, like Roadhouse, man. You don't let it escalate. But this has been driving me crazy. And I told Alan yesterday, man, it's time, I believe, to just get on preterism and push that narrative. Push. Show the 101 different deals. I will ask, but and I'll tell it. But we we got to push. We got to just get this theology out there because so many people are right there up to the line. They're right there. They get to the line and then they go, yeah, I see that, but my preacher said, the theologians said, the Bible colleges say, the seminaries say, the theological colleges, they say, they all say this. Yeah, I mean, NASA says they found signs of life on Mars. They say a lot. They say lots. But what do we believe? What I believe is we're in the end times, the devil loosed, and the camp of saints. Like I put in a comment the other day that the way it's looking, the camp of saints ain't gonna have a whole lot of people in there. You know, it's just not. You know, it's gonna be a real thing, and you can be in it or not. Is it gonna be in our lifetime? I don't know. I may just miss it. I may miss it by a long shot. We don't know exactly the timeline, but knowing what I know, I'm going to try and lay a foundation and make, groundwork for what I can do. You know, the word that's on my heart, the motivation that God's given me. Where do I go with this? Well, I keep trying to spread that word, and when trying to stay in this narrow lane, this narrow road. And when people from that outside lane come buzzing across, I've seen it on the interstate. Somebody comes from the outside lane right across there, all the traffic, and try and hit that exit. Everybody's seen it. When they do that to us, we just gotta be calm. Don't cuss and holler and flip them off and everything else. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those deals where heard a good analogy the other day that when it comes down to all this, when it comes down to all this, like not many people know that in the Supreme Court right now, they're talking pro-life, pro-choice, and I watched Dinesh D'Souza, and he's had some good reports, and the thing he pointed out was like, when it comes down to this, this is almost like the gas chamber lobby back in World War II. Out there, they're trying to ban gas chambers, and they're beating, they're protesting, they're beating the streets, going, no way, man, you cannot get rid of gas chambers. We gotta have them. And that's what the pro-choice is basically saying. You cannot get rid of the gas chambers. We have to have this tool in our arsenal just in case somebody needs it. You can't get rid of it. Somebody may have a very good reason for wanting to use this service, and you can't take that service away from us. You know what I mean? It's pretty sick, man. And one of the things he pointed out was opening statements and stuff that the government didn't even touch the actual practice and the mechanism and what goes on in an abortion. They went right past that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about this. People's rights, constitutional rights to liberty. And killing a baby has nothing to do with your liberty. That's one thing I've never. Right, they don't. Do what? Who has a book? He has a book, right? A sermon. Is it a book or a sermon? Because a sermon could be a book if it's long enough to be a book, but it's not. It's too long to be a sermon. Yeah, that doesn't work. Because if you do a sermon that's as long as a book, people gonna fall asleep. Hey, Clive. How are you, bud? We writing a book. I thought about that, but now I know after seeing Norm Macdonald's deal, because he wrote a book but didn't, you know what I mean? Somebody else wrote it. He just talked to him, told them things. Here's the way it goes, and they wrote it down. And then everybody looked it over and went, okay, that works. Okay, you put it down coherent. I like it. And he had a book, and it was funny. And what did he have? He has a little inscription on the cover of the book that says, "This is a novel of or a memoir about a novel," because he always wanted to write a novel, but he ended up writing a memoir. But it's a novel to him. Okay, Alan has written a book, and he's writing a sermon. I know a girl, and think about this. I know a lady that's a friend of my wife's. They're buddies on her NASCAR Facebook page, and my wife won the championship this year. She picked the most winners, the most top tens this year in every race, that she won the championship. And it's so funny, man. She walked in the room and I was like, and introducing the 2021 NASCAR champion. And she's like, it was funny. It was funny. She finally won it. She's been doing this about, I think she's been in this group 10 years. Yeah, these people are some serious NASCAR fans. But this friend of hers, Joni, has written 3 books, a trilogy, and she's gotten them published, and they're on Amazon. And she did all the publishing, editing, all that herself. And my daughter, she even sent my daughter some transcripts of her first one to edit out and read through. And she's got them. She's got them right there on Amazon. I think Kathy said it last deal. Altogether, the 3 books, she sold 23. And we're assuming that's about the number of friends she has and family members. And that's fine. I mean, she did what she wanted to do, and man, that's gutsy to put it out there, right? You know, because my wife and her friends that read it, they're like, oh my God, you know, this is not great. It's not good. And, but she did it. And that's why I think I've got to do that stand-up deal one night, you know, and just to get it out of my system. Because I've always thought I could, you know, when you get rolling, when the subject matter just comes to you easy. You've all been with your friends where, you know, everything is snapping and you're just bam, 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 making great observations, and it's funny, but it's true type of stuff. You know, we'll be watching Jim Brewer stuff. I just love that dude. Forgive me for spelling your name wrong. Hey man, aren't you in Tennessee? Can't nobody spell real good up there, can they? Spelled his name wrong. You sinner. You know, some people that we know, when they turn on you going, look, man, are you attacking me? You know me, but you're freaking calling me, spelling my name wrong. Is that a satanic ritual of spelling my name that way? Oh, you did a Masonic sign? That's the craziest thing that's happened to me, I guess. It's people claiming when I was first doing videos with Don, be like, hey, everybody, he's a Mason. He's doing Masonic signs. Oh, my God, people. Y'all don't understand why Christians can't come at this stuff with this certain amount of filtration, knowing that other people, you know, their level of understanding, you know, is just so far. I'm not saying mine's further than theirs. They may be further than mine, but I approach it on that level that I'm not going to try and outdo you and, you know, look down on you and say, this is what you should know. This is what you should say. You know, this is what you should believe. I'm just going to tell my testimony, and if it works, great. If they don't buy my testimony, okay, I'll do that, man. Yeah, you like Jim Brewer too? The dude is just such a normal guy. He really is. You know, he's one of those comedians that's just a normal guy that goes. He takes what he's got, man. You know, he knew early on that his features were gonna pay off, man. He knew he could do funny shit just by the way he looked. You know, and I love that. I love that. I love when he talks about taking his kids to the mall and stuff, and people are like, "Oh my God, look at him, and the children too." And he's like, I just love that guy. He's so funny. But yeah, man, that's one of those things they always say. You gotta conquer your fears. You gotta go after things that, it may be dumb to some people, but it's one of those things. And I want to do it. I want to do it. And if we don't approach the world that way, about you want to do your things, okay, I'll support you. But if it goes against my principles and my values, if it goes against my path, I'm going to let you go on your way, with peace and love. Okay, I'm just not going to go there with you. Don't get upset with me. Don't don't start coming at me with going, you're wrong about this. You've got to follow and listen to me. Okay, I did my job. I put it out there. That's all I can do. I'm moving on. I think we all need to get more in that mindset, because I think we've got, if we were to be honest with ourselves through Alan's channel, and most of y'all are Alan's channel too, that come on here, is that we've got a group of maybe a dozen, maybe 20 that are in that mindset, more or less, that we just want to stay the narrow path. And if we see someone, straying, we go, hey guys, remember, we're friends, we love you. You want to come sit back down at the table and let's talk about it. If they say no, we go, okay, we move on. We don't point fingers at them. And if they do at us, if they tell us from that wide lane way out there going, man, you're wrong, I looked into it, it's all a scam, you're being duped. Okay, I'd rather be duped believing what I believe and it all be a dupe than it not be a dupe, than it be real. And I didn't follow and I didn't listen. I'm just that kind of person. I think that's more logical and pragmatic to go, okay, what's more likely? Doing what they say or following the word? I'm going to just follow the word, man. You enjoy. I know it all tastes good, feels good, sounds good, smells good. I know it, man. That material world is the bomb. It's so fun, and it's so just, well, it's not fulfilling, and it's, in the end, it's not always so much fun growing up, waking up strange places. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But hey, they don't have to hold account. It's all going to be good. You only live once, man. I always like that one. You only live once. Okay, true. But doesn't mean I have to do stupid stuff during this go around. Why would you do that, right? Right? What was I watching? I think it was funny and Sunny in Philadelphia, and it was one of the early episodes, and they come in, they're like, what are y'all doing? They said, we're going to go throw rocks off the overpass. People really do that. Why would you ever do that? It's crazy. But I'm going to try and stay on the narrow path. I know I'm not perfect. I jump the curb now and then, man. I rattle down through the sidewalks and hit a few placards, but I'm trying. Gosh, I'm trying. And to me, it seems like people, when they do those things and they go off on those tangents, they're not really trying anymore. They've got a new motivation. Something has got them motivated away from just that initial seeking, just seeking truth, peace, love. As far as I know, the Bible doesn't ever say, while you're seeking, your peace and the word, and you run across somebody that doesn't see the way you do your best to bring them down to their knees and make sure they understand you're right, and you jump on board, or you're gonna get an earful. Alan does a good job of presenting the information. And if you sit there and you're listening and you're watching and you're going to come up with some questions, sure, everybody does. Write them down, think about them yourself for a while, seek the answers. I just keep going back to people saying, well, these people wrote these books, and in these books they told us that the Bible means this, 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 and this, and the Bible tells us, don't be fooled by the things men write and men say. Don't be taken in by their words. There's only one word. Yeah, people are very selfish and greedy, and I guess that's something that when I really got convicted was probably the first thing that I shed was the importance of money and things. I just threw it back and went, I don't need this stuff. I gotta quit worrying. I gotta quit pressing. I just put it at the cross, leave it at God's feet, be honest in your intent going forward, work hard, get paid for your honest day's work, don't intentionally harm anyone, help people if you can. And it served me well. Me and Kathy's station in life since we got together, we had days where $50 would put us in a bad way till payday. And the Lord's blessed us where we don't worry about that anymore. It's been without pressing. You know what I mean? It's been with just, as it comes in, put it back out there, and it keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back, and we can't stop it and I told Kathy, I said, we're not gonna be able to stop this, baby, as long as we're faithful and we move forward. Our needs are going to be met. Our path is going to be light. We're going to feel, see, and experience people around us just really struggling, having tough times, and we help where we can. But we move forward in our faith, and the Lord's going to put people in our path that's going to help us, and the devil's going to put people in our path that are going to try and derail us. And so me and Kathy we've tried to just keep in this simple mindset. Yeah, Ashley, that's one of my worst things, and I'm thinking about it every day when I do it, and I'm trying to stop cussing. But sometimes I just can't think of a word quick enough to cover that emotion at that moment, and when you use words like that, that's a negative vibration. That's a negative. That's not a pure tone. That's not good. So I'm trying. But cursing others, as far as like witchcraft, Ashley, I don't know it. I don't do that. You might do that, but I don't do that. Not cuss words. I hear you. But I've never thought. I don't think I've ever had a thought process where I went, curse that person. I don't know if that's your gig. Oh, but that's right. You told me the other day about your journey through the mental health system. So I can see you cursing people that way at some point. And then you realize, hey, that's not good. I don't do that anymore. Yeah, that's a tough one right there. I don't understand that. I was in a little funk like that where I didn't put myself down, but golly, sure did find the flaws in everybody else real quick, able to just hurt them. That was a bad thing. Is be able to make it land, and know you did it. I've been there, man. That sucked. I hated being like that. I hated that. That was cruel and unusual. I shouldn't have done that. There are a lot of times that I thought I was so funny and clever, and boy, I hurt people's feelings. I told Alan one of the worst things ever to happen to me. I couldn't believe this happened. I was at my 25th high school reunion, and we did like 3 or 4 classes together. And when I was in high school, I was a freshman, and this girl was a sophomore. She had a car wreck, and she was paralyzed from the waist down. And we had like 3 classes in a row together, first thing in the morning. And we were friends, and I would ride the elevator with her, take her to her locker, help her with her books and stuff. We were good friends. And one night, I was watching, I think, HBO, man, and a comedian was on there, and he told a joke I thought was just so funny. And it was, what's the hardest thing about eating a vegetable? Getting them out of their wheelchair. And so the next day at school, I tell the joke, and in front of her. And everybody laughs. Nobody says nothing. It's all, good. We were still friends. Never a word. 25 years later, this girl's sitting there, and she goes, "Do you remember that day in class where you told that joke about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, that hurt me. That just, and I'm going, holy crap. You held on to that for 25 years? Wow. Man, I couldn't imagine that. And that just, I felt so bad. I was like, I couldn't apologize enough. I'm like, golly, look, I was 15 years old. You were 16. I was trying to, be your friend and keep it light. And, I didn't know. I had no intent. And she's like, well, I just hated you for that. And I'm like, wow. Oh, man, that was a shocker. And at one point I had a girl in a discussion back, a couple of years ago on Facebook. We were talking, what were we talking about? Then we were talking about the transgender deal and all this. And this girl was a Lebanese. And she says, well, I wouldn't expect anything else from you. She says, because in elementary school, you were mean to me. And I was like, what? I was never mean to you. I wasn't mean to any of the girls. I said, there was one girl in high school I was mean to, but she was my friend, and it was a thing we had. We made people laugh a lot with that. But this girl, out of the blue, oh yeah, in elementary school, you were mean to me. Golly. And I know I was a shithead sometimes, but golly, I was only like 9, 10 years old, man. I was just kids. But you never know, how you come across to other people. My intent was never that with those people, but wow, it did not land that way. It landed wrong. So we got to be, I just think that gentle filter as we go forward, just, if these people want to get rough and want to debate and want to point fingers, okay, move on down the road. Go watch the other videos. We've debated those things. That's why they're out there. We've gone over it. And for me, now I know. And it's
really,
it's something going forward. I think we all need to just going into this stuff. Knowing.
Did we just go through did we just have an insurrection and we've got, China, Russia, and everything else, and we want to go back to 12-year-olds discussing well, why was he mean to Job? And
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, we don't,
if you don't understand
this
why
is the adult class.
Yeah. If you don't understand why God did what he did to Job, then I can't help you, man. You got to go find that for yourself. We can tell you, we can try to explain it to you, but if at some point your brain says, that was just wrong, a God that does that is just wrong. Got to get rid of him. We got to get somebody new in here. This guy ain't doing the job,
It'd be better some other way.
Yeah, I don't get that, man.
So now I'm out. Oh boy. No. But it's real. It's real life.
I agree, Lee. That's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it? It's almost to me, I've come to the conclusion that the reason they're hiding all this is because they know in the hands of good people, we can turn this whole thing into good for the majority. Majority good if they put all this technology in the right hands and they let us use God's given assets on this earth. I don't care whether it's cannabis or spring waters or free energy, if they just, if we can get it out of the hands of the evil and the greedy, what could this world be? How good could it be if we just had honest brokers running the show? If we just had one guy, one lady, the next head of NASA, get the job, on the job for a week, have a press conference and go, I'm going to get fired for this, but this is all horseshit. We haven't been to single outside our dome ever. They've lied to us. It's all a joke. We're shutting NASA down. We may
Now, what would happen if
we
you
may sell it
think
to
of,
Disney for our
wireless didn't have to be harmful?
right.
Isn't there a way they could do all this without the 5G, without all the radar in our heads and stuff like
Sure,
that?
that's what I mean about the honest brokers. If you just let the honest brokers do it, they'll go, this is the safest way right here. And it works well for communication. It works well. And they know it's there, it exists. And they choose not to use it that way. They choose not to use things in the best manner on purpose, the safest, best manner. And they choose not to use the natural products that are proven. They choose not to give us the information we need so we know where we are in history and in time and in this realm. They choose to not let us go look for ourselves. It's their choice. Everybody says, oh, we're free, we have choice. We don't have a choice. We don't have any choices. Everything on the shelves are made by 3 or 4 different companies. All those different names you see, those aren't individual little businesses going, man, we're going to turn out the best spaghetti sauce today. There's not these little businesses turning out, the most wholesome breads. It's not happening. All the same people control it all. Yeah, it's more of a detention than a than a free will world. We can't walk in and go, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, our history starts when sliced bread started.
Yeah, I mean, when Bernays started selling us bacon and eggs for breakfast, we were sold like that. That wasn't a tradition. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a norm. He just programmed it into people's minds and just started pushing it, man. And people are like, well, everybody else is doing it. I guess this is what we do now.
That's what we sell.
I get it. I see bacon everywhere, man. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Oh, and I got to have eggs with it. Oh, that's called breakfast. And people have done enough about that word breakfast where you break your fast. And your fast is is good. Yeah, pork belly. But, fasting is good for you. The Bible talks about it. And I consciously try to fast at least 12, 14 hours every day. From the time I go to bed at night until I get up, I go at least 6, 8, 10 hours in the day before I eat. I only eat once a day usually. I may snack on some trail mix. But this food, man, I'm feeling so much better now that I'm keeping all this, as much of this poison out of me as I can. And I feel better. I'm feeling better physically. Yeah, thanks. All your prayers. I've had pretty good last couple of weeks. I got to go play golf and it did not destroy my back. My mind has been in the last 2 days thinking forward to the next day because I got to work up to it. To the next day I'm going to go play. And it was so cold the last time I played with the guys. Some guys I met, they said they can get me on this private course here that is a Donald Ross design. And for any of you that know golf, Donald Ross is one of the famous designers. Well, he's got a golf course here in Orange, of all places. His one of two of his golf courses in Texas, this one was, I believe, his first golf course that he ever designed, and it's been unchanged and I want to play it so bad. I want to play it so bad. It's one of those old style, man. Big old trees down these chutes for fairways. Man, I love them golf courses. And they said you can make money, big money betting over there. And I'm not a gambler. I can only gamble on myself. I don't gamble on other things. But I'm mentally getting in that place to go play that golf course. And these guys, I can't remember. Did I tell that golf story from last week on my last video? I don't believe I told them. But I showed up to the golf course, had a tee time, and I pull up to the starter, and there's 3 guys already on the tee box. And I just went, can I go join them? And he said, yeah, sure, go ahead. I pulled up and asked me, hey guys, y'all mind if I join in? They're like, nope, but we're playing for money. And I went, okay. And they went, wait a minute. You said okay way too fast. You don't even know how much.
Say how much.
You don't even know how much we're playing for. You don't. Where are you from? I said, oh, I've only played 9 holes on this course before. I've never played it before. And they're like, okay, let's think about this. They're like, what's your handicap? And I was honest. I said, back when I was playing regular from these tees, I'm about a 4 handicap, and from those tees, I'm about a 7 or an 8. And they're like, okay, you gotta give us 3 strokes per 9. I said, I'll give you 3 strokes on the front 9, and we'll see how it goes. If it goes okay, we'll do 3 again on the back 9. I don't know these guys for nothing. This is their home course. They play it 3 days a week. I won $18 on the first 9, and then I won another 14 and 16 on the next 9, on the back 9. And they were like, next time we play, we're getting more strokes.
Tell them how that guy cut in front of you.
Yeah, some idiot, some young kid. We're on a green. He drives past our green and goes to our next tee box. And the people that are in front of us, we had a perfect rhythm going. They just teed off, and we're putting out, and he's on the tee box, and just as we're getting in our carts, he hits and he takes off, and we're like, what the heck? And we pull up on tee box, and we're just waiting. He's out there waiting on those people, and we're waiting on him. And for the next 5 holes, we're waiting until I approach him on the tee box. I'm like, what are you doing? Why did you cut in front of us? He goes, I did. And I said, you don't do that. He goes, yeah, people do it all the time. I said, if you're going to do it, you come to me and you say, hey, do you mind if I cut in front of you? I'm just by myself. And at this point, we make a determination. Sure, there's plenty of room. You go ahead. Or no, there's nowhere for you to go. There's 4 people in front of us, and there's 4 people in front of them. You stay back there. It's the way it is. It sucks sometimes. He's like, well, I've never heard of that. And I said, then you haven't played enough golf, son. I said, we'll stop in the pro shop when we're all done here, and I'll let the pro line you out on that. And he's like, no, well, I'm sorry. And he takes off. And then a couple holes later, next hole, we come up, and I'm like, see, you're standing on the tee box about to hit. That should be us.
So you should be behind
That should be
them.
us hitting.
That should have been you playing one person. Then you two could have played together in that group. But this is a sign of what it's like in the world today, where you can't even wait.
Oh, this kid, they're young. They just think I'm an old fart out there. And if he was paying attention, a couple of times, man, I hit into him. I set golf balls down about 10 feet from him several times. And those guys are just going, man. Yeah. I said, I'm going to hit him here in a minute if he don't keep going. I'm going to put one in his golf cart. I put something pretty close to him, and they were going, oh, dude, you're going to hit him? You're going to hit him? I said, no, it's going to fade a little bit. Watch. And just faded a little bit. And he looked around. I'm like, let's go, son. I'm playing golf here. But I guess that's all I got.
You hit it into a golf cart.
You're not a fan of watching golf at all. Played a few times when I was a teenager. I think it'd be fun golf at times. Oh, I have a hoop, buddy. We have a lot of fun. If you don't have fun playing golf, you're not doing it right. You're just not doing it right.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a tough game, man. It's a mental game more than anything. It's just more than anything mental. Well, we hit the hour. Bam, on the mark. I'm gonna cash it in
Up
and
and
take these
around.
dogs out. Thanks everybody. Love you all. Discernment. And I hope now you know. Now you
The
know
rest of this
what's
story.
going on. Love y'all. Take care.